Aquarius, hey, thanks for dropping in with me. We are here to get a read of the current energy around you that might be hovering as a result of that Mars-Jupiter conjunction that will be playing a significant role in how things roll out, not only through Leo season, but into the fall. So it's a pretty important astrological transit we're dealing with there as far as mapping out our future steps and where we're heading. So you might have had some inspiration coming in, and now there's practicalities to consider. I did get an initial download for you that if you are preparing to sign any papers, make sure you're really thoroughly going over the details. There could be some hidden elements that could come in and bite you in the butt down the road. There's something here about being aware of an offer that's dressed up to look a lot better than it actually is, or could potentially put you in hot water or some kind of compromising situation. If you did recently sign any kind of legally binding document, you might want to go over those details again and have a look at them, okay? You might think that you're partnering with somebody on something that it feels like, yeah, you know, this person's really got my back in this regard. There's something coming in here about be aware of unsavory business dealings. Anything where money is on the table, do pay attention. Do make sure you get things in writing, and do go over any documents you sign with a fine-tooth comb. It's necessary at this time that you don't overlook details. Gone are the days when you can just sort of like give it a good shake of the hand and, you know, agree to be of your word, especially if you're getting into business with a friend, okay? This is even more important. This is for any significant Aquarius placement, or if you have a prominent placement in the 11th house. Also, if you're a Leo rising, you might find something of resonance here for you, especially if you're dealing with making a business deal with a lover, an intimate partner, okay? Be doubly aware, okay? If you have somebody that's pressuring you to tie the knot to get hitched real fast, do question their motives for that, all right? So there's something you do need to be aware of here. Bottom of the deck energy, we have the robot riding a gorilla, okay? So I think that your primal instincts are very much at the forefront right now. You might be just trying to avoid any distractions at this time. You're being very like by the book, formulaic in how you're moving ahead. You don't want any missteps at this time. I also feel like you're trusting your instincts in regard to certain situations. You also may have been dealing with people that have been a little bit difficult to read, especially where there's anything involved with money changing hands, okay? You might feel like somebody stonewalled you in some cases, or they've been sort of like robotic in their answers, like you almost feel like they're going by a script or something like this, you know? You might have had to sort of like, you know, kind of put some muscle into a situation to get any kind of clarity about matters. You don't want to get screwed in this situation. That's what I got, okay? You really don't want to get screwed in this situation. So you want to make sure that you're really keeping an eye on things about how you're moving forward with any sort of agreements that have money tied up. Don't fall for get rich quick schemes either, because that won't lead to any good here. All right. Let's see, what do we got coming in here for Aquarius? What does Aquarius need to be aware of at this time? I do think you've been kind of like just keeping your nose clean, you know, trying to deal with matters, deal with matters, you know, on a very like surface level. You don't want to deal with anything hidden. And yet you can tell that something just seems a little suspect here. Like something's feeling a little off. Something seems a little fishy. You're trying to look into matters a little bit more deeply. I feel this is especially in the case if you're dealing with a lover, okay? If you're hooking up with somebody, if you're dealing with a lover and maybe, you know, you're having some questions about their intentions, trying to move something forward really rapidly here, they're, you know, wanting you to, you know, run off and get married, or, you know, include them in some kind of benefits, like make them a beneficiary to anything of yours, you need to be careful here, okay? Because I will tell you that with the pupa vomiting on cats here, this person does have some secrets, all right? And you might be like looking for clues in regard to this. You feel like there's more to a particular story that you don't have all the details. And so I think you are looking into it because there's something that's just nagging you. It's almost like it's on your back. Like you can feel like the weight of something just feeling burdensome, almost like something doesn't feel quite right here. I don't think I'm getting the full details of this story. You feel like you're dealing with a little bit of a red herring kind of situation. That's what I got. Okay, give me some more details about this for Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know in this situation? You could be dealing with somebody who was born in the year of the cat in Chinese astrology. With that fish energy there, you could be dealing with a Leo. There's salmon in Native American birth totem astrology. Ooh, and with that, we had something come up there. Okay, you could be a Leo rising. This could be really factoring in strongly in your situation. You could be dealing with a Pisces. This could have something to do with a little bit of it's coming through in this way, an indiscretion, right? Where somebody is now claiming to, have your baby on the way, have twins on the way. There could be like some kind of twin element. Okay, you could be dealing with a Gemini. It's possible. You could be dealing with somebody who's really into that whole like twin flame, deal. You're my twin. Maybe they did a lot of talk along this level. Maybe you really did feel like a deep connection with them. But there's something here that I think at the end of the day was a little bit more of a trauma bond. Maybe it's continuing to be sort of a traumatizing influence because now this person's wanting to, get you tied up in a situation where, it looks like there's babies involved in this situation. Like maybe somebody had an indiscretion and now there's something financially to take care of. Maybe there's the big push to sign off on documents, non-disclosure, I just heard. Oh, is somebody getting a payout to keep quiet about that? It's possible. It's possible. Could also be that somebody's in the public eye and so they want to keep something quiet. So they're signing a non-disclosure agreement. Oh my goodness here. Okay. It could be maybe if something like this came out, and it was common knowledge, it would be like a nightmare. It could potentially like really impact somebody's public image or something like that. So somebody's trying to just keep this quiet. This coming in, I'm telling you, man, the reads that have been coming in recently at this mid-month checkpoint, probably because of all the Mercury retrograde energy. It's a little wild, man. There's some interesting stuff going on here, I have to say. I think if somebody is coming forward and they are saying that they, are pregnant, you do need to look into that. I would request paternity testing just because with that cat energy here, I do see some indiscretion energy, some secrets, right? It could be that somebody wants it to be hush hush, but I do think that you should make sure because there's something here about being aware of getting roped into, compromising financial arrangements. There is something you need to look at a little bit more clearly here because somebody is wanting to restrain somebody's freedom here. We got an eagle chained to a calf, all right? You know what I'm saying? It's like they see this as being a way to lock someone down, It's a shame. It happens, but people do that. They use children as bargaining chips and a way to hold on to somebody. So there's something you do need to look at here because there's indication that there's some indiscretion. So maybe it's not yours, right? Just saying. If you have doubts, you should look into it further, especially before you sign any documentation, agree to any kind of financial arrangements, anything that concerns a contract. If you're dealing with somebody and something feels a little bit off in your connection, you're wondering what's going on. If you suspect if maybe there's been some indiscretions, or maybe you've even caught wind of this, maybe there's some gossip going around about pregnancy or something, you might want to look into it a little bit deeper. There's some interesting indications here, okay? And I do think somebody wants to keep this hidden, whatever this is, right? Somebody wants to keep this hidden. They might want to keep it hidden because there's children involved in the situation too. Like if you're going through a divorce, they don't want to lose custody. And so they're kind of keeping this hidden. Maybe that, you know, they stepped out on the marriage, you know, maybe they feel like financially, you know, they wouldn't be on the receiving end. If that came out, it could hurt them in court. All right. Just some details of this situation coming in. Any more information here for Aquarius? Any more information here for Aquarius? Yeah, this is somebody who's definitely trying to get their tentacles into a situation. We got sex, witch, and octopus. So there's definitely been some kind of, you know, intermingling that has occurred here, right? So it's not like this person would come to you and go like, oh, you know, we're going to have a baby. And you'd be like, that's impossible because I haven't even been with you. No, this is somebody you've slept with, and they have a very clingy kind of energy, and they are trying to control a situation and gain a stronghold of this situation by using children as a bargaining chip. All right. There could be already pre-existing children in this situation, and they're using that as a bargaining chip. So whatever this is, there's something you need to look into here. And I think, you know, something is a little funny here with the cat licking its butt for all of eternity. Definitely could be dealing with somebody born in the year of the cat. They could be a Leo, okay? Or you could be a Leo rising, and this could be coming in strongly for you. This could also be somebody born in the year of the cat or rabbit. It's rabbit in some traditions for Chinese astrology. Right? You've dealt with this person before. You've gone through, you know, cycles with this individual. You've already had this person maybe step out on you before. You've already dealt with indiscretions with this person. You've already dealt with, you know, having a hard time maybe releasing yourself from a particular soul contract. This thing just has a hold on you. And the hold that it has on you at this point may have something to do with children, okay? Or some kind of secrets and the need to keep quiet about something because it could be compromising financially, or it could compromise one's reputation. I mean, we got giving a birth to a skull here. Okay, so I definitely think there is something here coming in on pregnancy or wanting to birth a new beginning with you, right? But there's been some kind of, there's something that comes along with this deal. Somebody could be very silver-tongued. They could be very good at stating their case. There's definitely a need to transform an old cycle. I feel like this thing has been on a repeat loop. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. They are you could be dealing with somebody born in the year of the snake too in Chinese astrology, but Scorpio is snake. In native birth totem astrology, again, you know, kind of like got that fish reference there too. Could be a Pisces, that's possible. It's funny because it's a catfish. So, you know, maybe you're dealing with somebody that's using a fake account to communicate with you. They could be trying to get access to your secrets. Ooh, that's interesting. They could be posing as somebody else to gain access to secret information. And meanwhile, you got a connection with this person. But they want to use this information that they're getting through you as if you were talking to somebody else to get insight into a situation. Ooh, this person is like really manipulative. Uh-huh. Be careful. If you're talking to somebody, this is somebody you go a ways back with, okay? clues about this person, you go a ways back with this person. Look at the rotary phone, all right? You go a ways back with this person. You've known this person for a while. Maybe maybe you've done a trip with this person. Like, maybe you did some shrooms together. This is possible. Maybe you went on a camping trip together. Maybe you've gone fishing with this person, or you went to they had a cookout. You went to their cookout. It ended up with you two ending up in bed together. Okay, you need to be aware of this. There's something that you're learning about here, and you realize you are so effing up. Okay, so don't allow it to get to this position. I feel like you're in a position right now where you already got a sense, like something feels a little bit off. You already know that somebody here that you're interacting with, something feels a little sketchy. You feel like you don't got all the details. Something feels like, a little bit of a red herring in this situation. You feel like there's stuff that's being hidden from you, kept from you, or you're talking to somebody, you're communicating with somebody, and something feels off in the communication. It's because you're not talking to who you think you're talking to. You're talking to somebody who's familiar with that person, familiar enough that they can hold a certain conversation with you, but they're trying to get access to details. They want receipts. They want receipts. I think whatever you're talking to this person about, they don't necessarily like what you're saying. And that's why there's sort of like this negotiating here that's going on in that case. Otherwise, I feel like you're looking over a document that you signed and you're realizing that you missed something there because you were just kind of quick to sign it. Or this is like a little preview of what could happen if you just let the heat of the moment take over. You don't properly go over a document. You just want to get yourself out of the hot seat, out of the difficult situation. So you're like, okay, I'll go ahead with it. Or you just take what somebody's telling you at face value. You will regret that. Okay, so I'm trying to help you avoid being in the belly of the beast here. You do need to look into details a little bit more clearly and thoroughly, right? Because I feel like something is either hidden or, it can be misconstrued. Whenever you're dealing with any kind of legal documents, it was 1808 on the clock. So yes, in any new beginnings, in order to be on the right track, I highly recommend, if there's legal documents involved, that you don't just take it at face value, that you make sure that you actually don't just like make a deal over dinner while you're sharing a slice, okay? No. I don't care if this is your friend. I don't care if this is somebody that you feel like, oh, but I can trust this person. No. If you're doing business with each other or anything where money is going to exchange hands, you need to get it looked over legally. This is super important. You'll come to regret it. It'll leave you with indigestion. When you discover the reality of this situation down the road. I feel like this is like trying to give you a heads up about something. Let me do a cut of the deck here and I'll pull out my shadow light playing cards. Yeah. And also don't just, find yourself, just subject again to the whims of the moment. Like just because you're turned on, you're going to leap into something with somebody. It sounds good in the moment, but later you'll be wetting your pants and not for, a good reason. You'll no longer be turned on. You'll realize you got yourself in some high water, right? Through hell or high water, you'll be traveling, man. If you sign off on this, whatever this is, you need to be careful. Yeah, and time's just about up on this for you to get yourself out of the sticky situation. Look, I'm telling you, there's some kind of knowledge you're going to come across here, and you need to pay attention because, like a moth to a flame, you're the one who's going to burn, and you're sinking here. I feel like the time is just about up on this for you to extricate yourself from whatever this mess is. Somebody is really maybe even trying to avoid having the book thrown at them. They'd rather have you sit in that hot seat, okay? So don't make any compromising arrangements. Look into things thoroughly. If somebody's making some kind of claim, you need to research this more. There's more details here that you need to be aware of. So you can save your butt in a situation. Definitely don't go into business with this person, whoever they are. All right. Because there is something that wants to come in here for you. All right. And it is long overdue. I think you've been through a lot. You're ready for new beginnings in your life. And I feel like you're just about there. You're just about to have something come in for you that you've wanted for a while, but you're about to screw it up, man. You're about to screw it up because look, you got this Queen of Clubs. Again, fire sign energy. Leo came in pretty strongly. You could be dealing with a Leo here, but it could be Sagittarius, could be an Aries, all right? Somebody here is wanting to block this new beginning as somebody that you are very well acquainted with, okay? You know this person. You know this person. You're on good terms with them. I feel like it's a friendly connection, so you're not like feeling any doubt, about this, but there's something you need to question more thoroughly, okay? There is. I know that you're more amicable with this person. And maybe things have been kind of tentative with this person, so you don't want to like push things or bring anything up that could disrupt a certain balance that's been established. But if you don't, you're going to lose out financially really big here. I'm telling you, 10 of diamonds in the shadow, that's not good. Okay. So whatever this person's presenting to you, if they want you to invest in something of theirs, or, they're telling you like, oh, celebrate, look, we're going to have a baby. Like, you need to look into something a little bit more thoroughly. I don't know what to tell you here. It's something that could really negatively affect your reputation too. It could affect your business on a negative level, something you've already established for yourself. And it could even affect your home in a really detrimental way, all right? So you need to really look into this more thoroughly, ask a lot of questions, and you might be surprised what you find when you dig a little deeper into this situation. Give me any more clarity for Aquarius here. Telling you, yes, you need to have clarity when it comes to anything of a legal nature, right? And if you're doing business with somebody, that's of a legal nature. If somebody's telling you that they're pregnant and that you need to help support this child, you need to look into that legally. You need to get a paternity test. They may be insulted by that, but it looks like in this situation, this is somebody that you've recently like mended fences with or something. Like there's been some peace restored in a situation. Well, what happened during that time when you two were not on the same page? Okay, I'll tell you what, options. There were other options in place. So you do need to research this, look at this a little bit more deeply, And I know that, there's love here, okay? There is love here. You feel a camaraderie here, a connection here. Water sign energy coming in here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We did have Pisces come in. We had Leo come in. This could be somebody born on the Cancer Leo cusp, especially with that Seven of Hearts energy coming in here. But this person may be trying to work you, okay? I have to say. And let's say this is somebody that you feel very close to romantically, or you feel like this is a really good friend. I really trust this person. Business and pleasure will not mix well in this case. It will be a loss for you. It will be a loss for you. I'm telling you. All right. Do expect communication around business finances to be coming in. And it could be from somebody that wants to partner with you on a business deal. It could be somebody that you've partnered with romantically. They want to get involved in a business deal. I feel like it's a case of them wanting you to invest in this idea they have here, right? All this is coming to light, okay? And they do want to establish some kind of stability here for themselves. Very well could be an ex that you're dealing with in this situation with the Queen of Spades on the bottom of the deck here, or you could be dealing with a South Node matter. I'm thinking Libra at the South Node. It also could be a matter of justice, okay? Libra does represent justice in the major arcana. I think your energy is very forward here. You could also be dealing with a Gemini. Gemini came in as well, right? There's something you had cut off before, and I feel like when you cut this off before, you were acting out of your clarity. And you might be tempted to revisit something now that you got it patched up that could really do you in, The Ten of Spades in the shadow. Okay, one more round. Anything else that needs to be addressed here for Aquarius? Any other information? I feel like you're getting a warning, okay? Yeah. Stay in your power in this situation, all right? You really need to bring your fire forward here. And when I say bring your fire forward, I also mean that you should really require illumination in matters as well. You know, everything needs to be on the table. Everything needs to be outlined in documents. If you're, doing anything where money exchanges hands, if you're making a deal with somebody, you need to be very clear. And I think it's important that you stay in this strong bargaining position here. And again, you could be dealing with the fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? But I feel this is you really like standing up for yourself, especially if you're a Leo rising. This is coming in so strongly for you. And this will work in your favor, okay? It'll avoid any unnecessary pitfalls here. Okay, cut of the deck. What do we got? Shadow on this side. Yeah, I would not take any new actions right now, especially not during Mercury retrograde, and especially not in any business dealings, all right? Wait until we get out of Mercury retrograde before you sign any documents. If you can push anything off and buy some time to sort of look into matters more deeply, that will be in your best interest here. This is coming up in the shadow. If you take this risk now, you take a strong action now, it's going to backfire on you big time. Look, you're going to lose money. I'm telling you, there's funny business going on here. Don't be a sucker.